What's up, YouTube? Mark the Shark here.
The Gladiator.
About to do his Houston Regional recap over his Dark World deck profile. He went
6-3.
6-3, not bad. He got one more victory, may have topped, but overall he did well. He placed 73.
73rd out of 410.
Not bad. At least you're in the top quarter.
Yeah.
So
top 20%.
Well, let's get into this deck profile.
Alright. So, like everybody knows, we're gonna start things off with monsters. We got the triple Grapha, the triple Snow, the triple Brow, basic monster lineup, and my tech choice is the double Beige, 2 Trans Archfiends. Basically, for the fear of the mirror match, these are in the main deck. This way I don't have to go like D-Links to go off. I can just do this and it's like, oh, I don't have to worry about helping my opponent out either. The double Tour Guide. I don't really like 3 Tour Guide. I think it was better when they had it at 2, so I just kept it at 2.
Yeah, Curry Bandit. Put that bitch in.
The triple Max C. Pretty much, it's like in any other deck. It stuns the opponent, and it's like, oh, it's Dark Worlds, he's playing Max C. I'll either stop summoning or I'll keep summoning and try and go for the OTK. And then the double Battle Fader. To combo with the Max C, if your opponent pushes in for it, this way it's like, okay, I OTK him, Battle Fader. You just gave me all this advantage, and you got nothing. For the spells, we got the basic triple Dealings. My tech choice of triple Lightning. With Heavy Storm gone, I mean, everybody's going to be setting something. And even with artifacts, they're still going to be setting something. But this card, it helped me against a Gear matchup. Because they set the armor, and I was just like, I don't know what they're playing, but I know I'm going to play this card on the monster. This way they can't, like, chain to it. Plus it baits out any back rows that are chainable. 1 Foolish. The 1 Gateway for when I need to special summon during my opponent's end phase. 2 Space. I would play 3 in the main, but I just don't have room for it, so I decided the 3rd one. And then the 3 Gates. For the traps, we got 2 Breakthrough Skill. I don't actually like running Skill Drain because I like running field effects, which is, as you can tell, I've got like 4 monsters that run field effects, and at times that could be cloggy. And then this is good against Exciton when like your opponent pops it out, or 101, or whatever field effect monster they play to stop their play. Got 2 Smogs. Pretty much use their graveyard as your fodder from this point on. You banish the monster. You have to be able to discard a card first, and then you can banish that monster. And then triple Reckless. I like to go hard. And the best part is when you play, like if say you have like 2 of them set, activate them. You only skip 2 turns instead of skipping 4.
Stack. Well, not the negative effect,
but the positive effect, yeah. For the main, for the extra deck, we got 1 number 22. This card put in work. It stopped comeback plays.
That beat stick.
107. He really didn't see any play this tournament, mainly because I just didn't want to make him. But against like certain decks, he's good. Like if I dropped him in a Madolche matchup and my opponent had like 3 monsters, and I had him and maybe 2 monsters I could get over his, I'd pretty much probably win the game because he stacks 1,000 each time they return themselves to the deck. So that's 3 monsters. So he gained extra 3k, and then plus he gets a second attack. So he's just running over you with 6,000.
Brutal.
1 Heliopolis. What can I say? He gets over the card. It's effects like Leo. He doesn't target when he sacks, and your opponent really doesn't know what to chain, because if they chain one thing, you don't have to target that. We got one number 40. He didn't see any play, mainly because I needed an extra beat stick in case like one of these guys got hit, so he was just there for moral support. One Felgrand.
Beast.
This card
He's a beast.
that's an understatement, but yeah, he pretty much saved me a few times. He's pretty much just like a breakthrough on crack. One Osley. This card. First off, his defense is just 3,200. Leo can't get over that.
Oh, the Great Wall of China. Star Eater can't get over that.
Yeah, Star Eater will tie with this, but his effect of pretty much calling out a card name, and if you declare it right or whatever. If you declare it right, you add it to your hand. Otherwise, it's just excavated to your grave, and then that triggers the rest of his effect of if it's excavated, you can detach one from this, and then target a card on the field, and then it just bounces back into the deck, yours or your opponent's. So, pretty much it's pretty good. Grinder Golem, number 15. Oh,
Gauntlet Launcher for 8s.
Gauntlet Launcher, Andy Burns. The top three Exceeds of this format of this game right now that will burn you are this guy, Volcanosaurus, and Cowboy.
Yep.
We got Pearl. He didn't see any play, mainly because it didn't face Evil Swarms. But another beat stick. Cowboy for gain. Leviar for my recover and grapple plays. Tempo, pretty much again for Evil Swarms when they come out with Ophion. Do it during the dam step so that they can't really stop it. Zenmaines, I thought about taking him out, but the reason it was a good thing I didn't, because he actually saved me from a match loss. Muzu Rhythm, pretty much you had the field spell out, go into battle, attack into a Leo, detach from him, and you just run over a Leo with a rank 3 monster. Mellow Melody, a double attacker, light target, fiend target, just possibly a scare card if necessary. And then Fortune Tune, again like Osley, but he can't be targeted, period. So in like a Blackwing matchup, you have him and a set card. Your opponent can't really Icarus without losing some of their own, so works out great with him. On to the side. My side, we have 2 Trap Eaters, in case my opponent wants to come out with like a Soul Drain, which surprisingly enough,
Or macro.
it won't work with macro.
Oh.
Yeah. Like, if they come up with Soul Drain, which surprisingly I didn't see, I pretty much send that to the grave, and it's just like, boom. They can Bottomless, they can Solomon, but regardless, they lost their Soul Drain.
Damn.
Same thing with a Shadow Imprisoning. We've got 2 Kaikus. By the end of the tournament, I was actually happy I had Kaiku on my side, because I found out that he was actually a really good card, especially since I don't run Skill Drain in my build. Lion C. This card saved me twice in the same match from getting Cowboy against Gear. Dark Hole, the 3rd MST, Twister. With the exception of one game where I played against Gravekeepers, Twister was there when I needed it. I just didn't have to use it. One Compulse. I started this in once, and it was actually pretty helpful. 3rd Smog. EE.
I'd main it.
I'd main it too, but I just can't find the will to. I know I have the room. I'll make room for it, but I just don't have the will to. But I played this, and then the guy wiretapped it, and I was like, okay,
that's dirty.
I was like, okay, I have nothing to say against that. And then 2 Fairy Winds. It's probably what helped me against Gravekeepers as well. Alright, and that's it for my deck profile. Round 1. played Chaos Dragons. I lost game 1 and I lost game 2. But the reason why I lost game 2 was because he played Max C and I pushed in for it because I thought I could pull it off.
You took the challenge and failed.
I did. Game 2, I played against Glad Beast. It wasn't with the Gustle. It was pretty much just like old Glad Beast. So I wasn't too sure. I just know I won it. I'm just not sure how, but I know I won it. Round 3, yeah. The Gravekeeper matchup.
That was dirty.
He beat me game 1 pretty fair. But game 2, the reason why I lost is because he played D-Fissure, which was like, okay, but I didn't have an MST or a Twister or anything like that at the time. And then I think the next turn he played Royal Tribute, so I lost all my Gravekeepers to being all my Dark Worlds to being banished. But even if I had like a Twister, the problem would have been if he had played that counter trap that they have, because then I would have just been screwed. Oh, yeah. And yeah, pretty much D-Fissure and Royal Tribute just screwed me. Round 4. Here we go. The Gear matchup. This is the match where I played Dark World Lightning and I found out I was playing Gear. I believe I lost round 1. I'm not sure. Yeah, it was round 1. I lost. And then in round 2, he did some pretty big plays and stuff. And then he pushed in for a lot of damage, but I gave him a flying C, I believe, when he special his accelerator. So he was pretty screwed from there because it was pure Gear, and I was actually pretty fearful of him having tuners to synchro. So I did that, and I think I was at 300 or 400, one of the two. And then I was able to wall up from there and then just turn it around and win. And then round 3, the same thing happened. He was able to push in for damage, and it was, I think, 300 or 400. All within cowboy range. And he had the 2 4s out, and Flying C just sat there on his board.
He couldn't crush that cockroach.
I was actually more surprised he didn't, I was actually more surprised he didn't try and run in with Flying C to, like, a monster. Like, I think I had I don't know what it was, but I had something that was over, like, the 1500 threshold, with the exception of Arsenal. I'm surprised he didn't run in with Flying C to, like, crash for game. Round 5, Madolche.
The same round I lost to Madolche. I was so mad.
All I can say is blowout. just straight up blowout.
Yeah, same here. Got blown the fuck out.
Round 6, Raccoons. Oh yeah. Round 1, it was pretty cut and dry. It was just like a back and forth type thing. But I think it was round 2. I don't know if it went 2 or 3 rounds, but in round 2, he popped out a Naturi Beast, and I was like, shit, how do I get around it? And he walled up with a couple back rows, so I went to Zen Mains.
And that's why he kept it in.
I went to a Zen Mains, and I just walled up with that, and he didn't attack anything. And I think in like the next 2 turns, I was like, screw it. Put Zen Mains in attack, and I was going to see if he had anything to actually defend against it, like a bait out card. I was like, attack Beast? So he didn't have anything, and I just detached. Saved him, in phase, popped the Beast, and from there, it was pretty decent. Smooth
sailing.
Nah, but he, like, towards the end of the duel, he had 1 card in hand, and I think he drew into an Obedience Schooled. And I had out Zombie Stein, and he played he played Obedience Schooled, and I was like, I don't know what he's gonna gain, but I don't want him to make a 64.
Yeah.
So I was like, Zombie Stein and negate. From there, I just won. Round 7. Oh yeah, round 7. I played Bujins, but I lost to them. Honestly, I'd say it was 2 things. I'd say it was because he was a good player, because he was playing the newer ones with Harumi. and because we got deck checked.
Ah.
Yeah. We got deck checked. Like, we were sitting there waiting with our 5 cards on the table and stuff, and we got deck checked, I think, right as I looked at my cards. And it wasn't until later after that that I found out they weren't supposed to deck check us, so I was pretty upset.
Yeah, I would have been too.
Round 8. Round 8. Played Bujins again. But it wasn't with Harumi. It was pre-primal.
Yeah, pre-primal.
Yeah. And I sided in. I think I won game 1. I'm not 100% sure. I just know I won 2 out of 3.
That's all that's
I won the count.
What matters.
And I sided in where'd he go? I sided in this guy. I drew into him at the right moment, Kaiku. Oh man, he saved me that game. Cause he didn't have Crane, and I had a Grappa and a Kaiku out. So I went for battle phase, and he had a Mikazuchi, if I'm not mistaken. So I attacked with Grappa. He didn't have Crane. He tried to go hair, and I told him Kaiku negates that. So I was like, oh, it's like bye. Poke for poke for damage with Kaiku, and pretty much banished his hair and a turtle. And from there, Kaiku just sat on board and stopped him. It's like, up. Pretty much like Solomon. God says no. I'd say this card actually would have helped me in round 7 if I had sided it in. And last but not least, round 9. I played against a Mermail player. Pretty cool guy. I'm actually happy he wasn't mad and ass for playing against this deck. Round 1 I won, and then round 2 I don't know what I played exactly, but I know I drew into nothing but spells, so I lost from there. And then round 3, before round 3, while I was siding or shuffling, whatever, he said, man, I hope you don't draw the nuts. And sure enough, I drew into the best opening combo I could possibly have. I drew into a trance, a field spell, and a snow. Straight up setup. And at some point in the game, it was pretty cut and dry from there. I won. Because he had set 3 cards, and I had a lightning and a graph in my hand, and I played lightning, and apparently I hit debunk. So that card was pretty dead. And then Grapha went to the grave and hit another card that wasn't debunked. So it was like, well, shit. I pretty much just won. And in the game, he brought out Leo. So I was like, oh shit. I don't know I'm gonna face over this card. Because I didn't want to make Helio. I couldn't really do too much else. Couldn't target him. So I just made Leo. I made number 22 and just ran over him.
That beats it.
And from there, again, pretty cut and dry. Oh, my side notes for this one. 2 cards I pulled. The new Bujin Exceed and number 62. I pulled 62 right after we paid for our entry fee and got our 5 packs. I was so mad about that. But I will be taking out 62, or putting in 62 over number 40, because I mean 62
is a beast.
He gets over Leo. Pretty much he gets over an Obelisk, which is pretty much another reason why he's in there. Like, if my opponent just randomly plays the Obelisk deck where they have Hardened Arms and I can't pretty much get over it with the Heliopolis, I just pop him out and just run over it. And that's been my deck profile for Dark Worlds and my regional recap. Rate, comment, subscribe. Z's the Gladiator. Peace.